everybody! Yes, it's true. Vroid is out of beta, and I gotta say, the full release is great! So great, in fact, that it inspired me to redesign my model! Thanks to Vroid, I truly found my essence, and it makes me so happy. Let's look into this new Vroid and see how it can inspire you. Okay, here we are. Let's create a new avatar. You can start with a feminine body type or a masculine body type. And here's the interface for Vroid. Doesn't it look amazing? I'm so impressed. Here's your avatar in the center, and to move them, just hold down your scroll wheel, or hold down right click to rotate, and of course you can scroll in and out with your scroll wheel to get closer to them. Okay, let's talk about this new interface. Vroid has done an amazing job of dividing everything up so it's easy to find. You have your face, hairstyle, body, outfit, accessory, and look. Let's start with the face tab. So in the face tab, you have these sub-tabs for every single part of the face. Then over here, you have your slider tools, which helps you to customize all of the presets even further, so you can get a really unique look. So let's start building our avatar. We can start with full face sets if we'd like to just pick a preset that Vroid has made, or we can get really detailed with eye sets, or just go in further with the irises, the eye highlights, the scleras, and of course we can change the color of the eyes, or we can change the color of each eye individually. I love that that's an option. Okay, moving on to the eyebrows. They have a lot of options for eyebrows here, which is really great. And then we can customize them even further with these slider tools. Put them right where we want them. And then we can move on to eyelids, which is a really subtle thing, but Vroid still offers options for it. And then we have eyeliner, of course, and eyelashes. Oh, gotta have all those eyelashes. And then we have the nose. There's lots of options for the nose. And then you can adjust them even further over here with the slider tools. Next, we have the mouth. Now, the mouth is really customizable, which I really love. But you're gonna wanna go down to the expression editor to open up the mouth with the happy in order to see things like the teeth and the mouth inside color. And then you can go back and close it. Next, we have the lips. You can make them any color you want. And then you have the blush. Oh, so blushy, I love it. And then we have the skin section where we can play actually with the ears and the face shape a little bit more if we want to make it a little feminine or masculine. And then of course we can change the color of the skin, both the dark color and the light color. And then let's go back to blush and make that match a little bit better. And then we have face paint, which is a really fun option. Now, every single item that we've just gone over has an edit texture tool. If we click on that, it takes you to a new window with even more options for customizing everything. We're gonna look at all of these different things as we go along, but right now, let's just look at the color calibration. We can use this entire tool here to change the color of whatever asset we're playing with. In this instance, it's our face paint. So when we close out, it'll ask us to save as a new item or overwrite. We're going to save this as a new item. And once it's saved as a new item, you'll see that it's underneath the custom tool instead of the presets if you ever need to find it again. Okay, so let's move on to hair. Each hairstyle here is a preset that you can have, or you can see Vroid divided up the hair into different sections that you can mix and match. So here are the presets, and then we can play with them by going through each other section and tossing a couple together. We'll change the color here. I love the purple. We'll change the highlight color. And then we're going to go even further here and click on the edit hairstyle. Now here is where we can draw our own hair and customize even further how the hair acts. So as you can see, each of these sections of hair are not only divided into groups, but each hair is individually editable. Here we have the materials, the texture parameters, the hair parameters. Everything, again, is very customizable. So let's start with adding a freehand hair guide. This is going to add a new mesh that we can play with. We have these options to move, rotate, scale. We can literally make this mesh look like anything. We can move it, shape it, however we want. You know, your imagination is the limit. Now, when you're ready to draw, once you've made your mesh the way you want it, we can play with these tools and parameters. And then I'm going to click the symmetry tool here because I need it to be symmetrical. And we just draw. Easy peasy. And then each hair can be edited even after you've drawn it. So don't worry if it's not perfect when you draw it. You can go back through and change it however you wish. Okay, I'm really liking that twist. All right, I'm going to move this with the control point. The control point allows you to move the hair and kind of reshape its path. Okay, so now let's turn back on the other hairs, and you'll see that it blends in really well. We've added some hair here. Let's add one more little hair so I can show you just how detailed you can get. We're gonna draw a little hair here that hangs out from the bangs. Once again, we're using our control tool. We're gonna smooth it out, and voila! Let's overwrite this hair so that we have this one new hair group. Okay, great, hair's done. Let's look at the body. The body has all of these different options you can play with. Today though, I'm just gonna play with the height, and that looks good. I really like that. Let's talk about outfits. Oh, Vroid gives you so many presets that you can use for your avatar, all the way from socks to shoes to pants to shirts to dresses, and they can all be customized completely. Once again, we can play with this edit texture tool. When you go here, you'll see that each of your items have a default design. Here you can import and export your image, play with it in Photoshop or something, bring it back in, and it's a completely new outfit. You can also add layers if you'd like. We'll get into this a little bit later. Right now, let's just play with the shader color. I want to change the shirt color to something like a pink, because I like pink. You know me, I like pink. And we can also draw on this outfit. You can either draw on the avatar itself, or you can draw on the map. Either way works. Let me just finish this. I'm going to save these as new items. Okay, so now let's talk about how to bring outside clothing into Vroid. If you haven't seen my video on how to bring in outside clothing into the beta version of Vroid, I'm going to link it up right here, because even though it's the beta version, everything pretty much still applies here. So I'm going to kind of go through this a little bit fast, but if you want a more detailed explanation on how to find outside clothing and how to bring it in and how to edit it, then that's a really great video to look at. But as for now, let's just look at what we can do in this new Vroid. So we're going to stay on this custom tab here, and we're going to click on the plus button. Vroid is going to show us all of these generic options that we can use, and we're going to use these items to then change them into the clothing that we have from outside of Vroid. So next we need to go to our edit texture tool again. We're just going to open up that window where we can do all of the cool things. You see here that we have our image. This is the default design here. I'm going to right click on this and say import, and I'm going to find the outfit that I want to change to. And as you'll see, it looks very similar to the outfit that's already there, except for it has a new design. Now, you may be seeing something a little weird here, and that is that my avatar is now missing part of her body. Now, you may think that's a little glitch coming from the clothing itself, but really, it's actually Vroid's newest feature called the skin mask. And what a skin mask does is it actually takes away part of the skin underneath your clothing so that when your avatar moves, you don't see the skin clipping through the clothing. It's a really neat idea, but don't worry, we can customize it so that we can see exactly what we want to see and take away exactly what we want to take away. Let's take a look at how that works. So we want to bring back our arms here, and we also want to bring back the chest. So let's go up to the skin mask. We're going to click on the default design, and you're going to see that there's actually black on the mask, and that's the section that's being masked away. If we want to take away this mask, you just want to paint over it with white. That's how you erase the mask, just paint over it with white. And then if you want to add a mask, just paint black in the sections that you want to paint. Now when we put on our hoodie, it's all back to normal. Now I can import some shorts and some shoes And we're gonna go to the skin overlay and we're gonna add a body layer here. All right, look at this new outfit, completely put together, super simple, just importing some images. Let's go ahead and save that, each of those items as a new custom item. Okay, now that we've looked at the clothing tab, let's look at the accessories tab. You guys have been asking and Vroid has been listening. We now have accessories that we can use. People have been asking for glasses and people have been asking for ears. And that's exactly what Vroid has given us. Let's look at these. We have glasses, we can put on glasses, and we can put on cat ears and bunny ears. Today, let's just put on some glasses and we can customize them. Perfect. Let's go on to Look tab. Now, this is probably things that you don't really need to worry about unless you really want to customize. You can do an outline, rim light, shading, and of course eye alignment and bones, but I'm not really going to go into those too much because now our avatar is done and we're going to go to the photo booth button. That's this little camera button. The photo booth is so much fun. Here is where you can take pictures of your avatar. You can change their expression. So cute. You can go to poses and animations and have them move around and walk and run. And oh, you know what? I'm seeing something here. Something I forgot to do. And that is I forgot to put bones in my hair. You see how my hair isn't moving? Alright, so we're going to close out of this and go back to hairstyle. And we're going to go to edit hair bounce. Your hair bounce basically is allowing you to put in bones in your hair so that it will move whenever everything is animated. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to the hairs that I created. And I'm going to create a bone group for that hair. And see, that's the one hair that I created there. And so what I can do is I can add or take away bones, which will kind of change how stiff it is. The fixed point is where it's going to start moving, and then there's a stiffness and gravity. So those are really fun to play with. Let's do the same for our pigtails in the back. Now, while they are the same, we want to not group them, so I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to grab one hair at a time and create a different group for each of them. Then I'm going to play with the bones here, the fixed point, the stiffness. This just takes some trial and error, so don't be afraid to get it wrong at first. And all you need to do is save. I'm going to overwrite it because that's going to add the bones to the already existing hair group. Great, okay, let's look at that now that we're back in the photo booth. Now you can see that the little hair there has some animation to it. And of course now the pigtails also have a nice bounce to them. And let's check that out. Let's see what that looks like when we're running. Okay, it's not falling into my avatar. Everything looks really good and bouncy. And so now my hair is animated because I've added bones. And the bones again are just for animation. Alright, now I'm looking at backgrounds. We can change the background for our picture to anything we want, a nice solid color. Or you can import any background picture you want, which either it be a JPEG or a PNG. We can play with the lighting for the picture. We can also add wind to make our anime character look so epic. Ooh, so fancy. We can do post-processing, do anti-aliasing, bloom, color grading, comics. These are all just, things for you to play with while you're setting up your perfect shot. You can even add motion blur if you want your character to look like they're moving. And then you can change your picture size to make sure you're getting the highest quality you can. Alright, so now I am finding a good pose with one of the animations. So I have her running, and then I paused it at a good position that I want. And I'm going to add some motion blur to this and just play around with where that motion blur, because it's going to look like she's running. Alright, then once I'm happy with that, I change her expression. I'm going to click the camera button and say save, and we're gonna save that, and I'm gonna spell raspberry wrong. Okay, oh well. Okay, now make sure that you have saved your avatar. Now that we've created her and we've played with some pictures for her, now it is time to export her. Now this is different from saving, okay? Exporting means you're going to export the avatar so you can use them in outside programs such as VCFace, VUp, Meetnet, any of those. So you're just going to go to the export button, give her a name, say who it was made by, and export. It's gonna save it out as a VRM. And there you go, she's all ready, she's all done. She looks great, I love it. And there you go, Vroid in a nutshell. Super easy, right? Remember to take your time, enjoy the process, and have fun with it, okay? Let your imagination run wild. I hope this video was a help to you. If it was, hit the like button. And consider subscribing for more VTubing tutorials. Okay guys, see you in the next one.